Yeah, I try and keep the recorded videos about an hour long just to make them not so long to upload. And let's see what else. Maybe I should try and finish Zelda now, and I can go just wander around looking for more heart containers. I need one more. I just need one more. I can get the Master Sword. And I know I can. Yes, I remember enough. The earliest you can get the Master Sword is after you beat level 4. I just did. I should be able to get all the stuff now to get the other heart container. I just have to remember where. Because I know I'm bombing in the right place. It's stupid. It just wasn't. I have to go back and get bombs and. Oh, have fun with Power World. Yes. And yeah, don't get sued. Take care. Okay. Oh, I can't read. I'm looking at the chat now in Streamlabs. I don't need to do that. Okay, let's get. So where? Oh, oh, my back. Okay, let me just rest my back for a minute though, because I was like really leaning forward too much to see it. Ow. I'm too over this. Yeah. Okay, let me fix my thing and what other. Well, you know what? Actually, let me. Hey, Niliker. Actually, let's just take a break and thank you. Let me get to see what YouTube craziness has. Let's. I should go. Do I want my ice cream now or cookies or something? Or I do have potato chips too. Oh wait, I got Cheez-Its. Cheez-Its is protein. Yeah, that's why I'm sticking to it. So yeah, let's do that. Some. Yeah. Let's. Yeah, celebrate me being an old lady. Oh. Storm info. First, let's check. Yeah. Because that's fun. I can just go back and forth. Besides, I want to fix the gaming sources again to switch back to the NES emulator. But first, I want to watch. Wait, there it goes. I want to see what's going on with Storm stuff.
There's a huge difference between chasing a job and chasing what actually lights you up. Want to earn your master's in under a year? University of Phoenix's competency-based programs let you use your professional experience to move faster, online and for under $11,000. This is sponsored by University of Phoenix.
A new storm system is about to sweep across the United States, which will bring a renewed threat of severe weather. On Monday, an unusually strong disturbance will emerge from the Rockies into the northern plains and Midwest, where a powerful cold front will trigger severe thunderstorms capable of producing damaging winds, large hail, and an isolated tornado threat. Beyond that, the weather pattern will become far more active, as a strengthening heat dome expands from the west into the central United States, fueling repeated rounds of severe weather across the central and eastern states through this upcoming week. August is about to start out with a bang, so let's get right into the forecast. And I do want to begin with our weather pattern that'll be impacting the United States over the next several days. And to begin with, I want to talk about our mid-level winds. This is very important for what's happening right now because currently we have a pretty strong low pressure system that is making its way across the Ohio Valley. We did end up having at least one tornado yesterday in eastern Indiana. There ended up being several tornado warnings. I know we had a lot of people in Indianapolis under a tornado warning. There's one south of Cincinnati, and overall it was actually a somewhat active day of severe weather, but it was mostly just rotating thunderstorms that didn't really do much in the way of damage. Very minimal damage was dealt yesterday. This same storm system today is going to lead to even more severe weather along the East Coast, where we do have strong low to mid-level winds stretching from Atlanta, Georgia, all the way back up into western New York. So there will be another risk of severe weather with that strong low-level wind corridor being in place. This low pressure system will weaken as we head into Monday, And so generally speaking, that storm, it might bring a bit more rain to the Northeast on Monday, and it's definitely going to bring drier and cooler air to the Ohio Valley, Midwest, and the East Coast. But this isn't really going to be the main story to begin this week. Instead, we have to watch the northern plains with a very intense low pressure system that is going to be making its way out of Canada. Very intense low-level winds are going to be in place across Minnesota, North and South Dakota, and there may be a legitimate risk of a significant tornado threat if we have enough moisture in the far northern plains. There might be a possibility here that we are just moisture starved and there's really not much moisture in place here back over in Minnesota, and the dew points might just be too low, which basically means there's not enough humidity, could lead to higher cloud bases, which would therefore lead to a much lower tornado risk. However, if we end up seeing enough moisture, I do think a significant tornado threat may take place Monday in Minnesota, eastern North Dakota, and South Dakota. That storm system will move east on Tuesday, and it doesn't appear to be a big storm system for those in the United States on Tuesday. There will still be some strong low to mid-level winds here across the northern plains and the Midwest, might lead to a line of thunderstorms, maybe at least some level of a severe weather threat, but uncertainty is definitely high. And then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we got to watch this little pool of stronger winds that are going to start to crank over the Rockies, and this could lead to some localized severe weather events taking place in the Central Plains and back into the Midwest. And then eventually, as we get closer to next weekend, things start to get a lot more uncertain. We're also watching the tropics. There is at least a low chance right now of a tropical system forming in the western Atlantic, which could impact the East Coast, and we'll talk more about that in a moment. Now let's talk more about the timing of severe weather for the next several days, and we'll start with what is happening today. And the East Coast is expecting a widespread amount of thunderstorms all day today. We're starting as early as this morning. It'll go all the way through the late afternoon and early evening. The peak severe weather window should be from 2 to 10 o'clock as these storms start to mature and organize. I do think it's going to be messy, though. This is not going to be a very organized severe weather event by any stretch of the imagination. It's very similar to what we saw yesterday in the Ohio Valley, where storms were really clustered together and things weren't really separated. And if we end up seeing maybe one or two supercells that do separate themselves from these clusters, yes, there could be an isolated tornado, but I think generally this is mostly going to be a damaging wind threat. Storms will be approaching Syracuse, Binghamton, and Scranton as we get closer to around 6 to 8 o'clock tonight. And then as we go to the overnight hours, most of our severe weather will wind down. Could still have a strong cluster of thunderstorms again going towards areas like eastern Pennsylvania and southern New York, but it will likely just be gusty winds, maybe an isolated damaging wind gust. And then for your Monday, there will be more showers and thunderstorms mainly across the Northeast, but I'm more concerned about the localized flooding potential with this rather than any sort of legitimate risk of severe weather. In terms of total rainfall accumulation, we're going to see quite a bit in Pennsylvania, New York today. We're actually talking about some locations like State College and even back over near Williamsport picking up 2 to 3 inches of rain. I do think there will be some isolated locations that pick up as much as 5 to 7 inches. So please make sure if you're on the roadways, turn around, don't drown. And if you live in a low-lying area, you're going to want to be staying on high alert today. Now, Monday is a little bit more of a tricky situation because there will be a couple of problems with the severe weather setup, which are good things. We're talking about a lot of rain during the morning hours, which will kind of stabilize the atmosphere. There's another problem, which is the amount of moisture that we're going to have in this area. If you look at the instability values, we're talking about not a lot of instability for this time of the year, right around 1,000, 1,500 joules per kilogram. That is honestly very modest for July or August. And in this case, this is not really a good thing if you want to be seeing severe weather. Like if you're a storm chaser, for example, this is the other problem with this setup. The dew points are not going to be overly high comparatively to the temperatures. We're talking about dew points in the low to mid 60s. This is very common for like March and April, where again, in the middle of the summer, this is not something that should be happening this late into the year, but this low pressure system is not intense enough to really pull a lot of moisture. The one thing that could compensate for this would be our temperatures. We're talking upper 70s and low 80s. And when you get about a 10 to 15 degree difference in our temperature and dew point, that can be enough to lead to a tornado threat. I'm not sure if that's going to happen. It's going to be very close. We're definitely going to need temperatures to either be lower or our moisture to be higher for there to be a legit tornado risk. But storms are going to fire off, I think, near Grand Forks, just north of Fargo, right around 5 to 6 o'clock. Those will spread into northern Minnesota. There could be a pretty significant wind and hail threat that develops with those. The Rufus model has most of our rotating supercells right now, right along the Minnesota-Canadian border near International Falls. Don't sweat. If that were to happen, our highest tornado threat will be back over probably in Canada. And then as we go into the late evening and overnight hours, looks like a pretty weak line of thunderstorms that'll make its way towards Duluth. And then eventually, as we go into Tuesday, some more showers and thunderstorms will be possible. I'm not right now looking at much in the way of severe weather for your Tuesday. I think generally speaking, if we were to see any, it's going to be in Iowa, Nebraska with some elevated hailstorms. I don't think we are looking at any sort of tornado threat right now for Tuesday. One thing, though, I do want to point out that's fascinating about Monday is that I am currently on a trip in northern Minnesota. I might go chasing on Monday, so make sure you're subscribed to the More Max Velocity YouTube channel. It's my second channel. I might go chase if there is a legit tornado risk, and I might see my first tornado ever. Now let's go a little bit beyond Monday, and as we go into Tuesday and Wednesday, as we just alluded to, there will be that passing by storm system, which should bring some showers and thunderstorms to parts of the Midwest and also the Central Plains. I'm not foreseeing much in the way of severe weather right now for Tuesday, but if anything changes, we will let you know. Wednesday could be a slightly more organized day of severe weather. A couple of the deterministic models like the GFS model are showing a pretty potent line of thunderstorms beginning in Iowa, making its way towards Chicago and southern Wisconsin. If this were to happen, we could have a very significant line of thunderstorms, but I do want to point out that we are still a few days out from this. Things are definitely going to change, and there's no really organized low pressure system that is going to specifically cause this. So there is a possibility that this forecast will change, but if you live in the Midwest and you have plans on Wednesday, this is something that we need to keep eyes on. Thursday, that same little very weak low pressure system will move into the Ohio Valley. I don't think there's going to be much in the way of severe weather for the Ohio Valley Thursday. Instead, I would be watching the Central Plains for maybe a line of thunderstorms or two that could also produce a risk of significant wind and maybe a tornado risk. And then by next weekend, I'm not seeing anything widespread in terms of severe weather, but I'm still watching the Northern Plains, Midwest, and Great Lakes for some scattered showers and thunderstorms. And one of these days could produce a significant risk of severe weather. But again, I'm not seeing anything in the short term. And then as we go into the middle of August, there's a lot of uncertainty with what's going to happen, but it looks like it's going to stay relatively active in the Midwest and the Northeast. Over the last few years, we've not had very many Augusts that are actually active when it comes to severe weather. A lot of the time, it's very isolated severe weather events. But I do want to point out that there have been plenty of years that we've seen major severe weather events take place in August. So we'll have to wait and see how this August unfolds, but definitely something that you want to watch for if you're in the Northern Plains, Midwest, Ohio Valley, or Great Lakes. And for some of you, we are about to go on a temperature roller coaster because as we head into Monday, we are talking about a scorching hot heat wave across the Great Plains. Dallas is forecasted to be near 106 for your Monday. It is going to be hot up as far north as Fargo. It's going to be really hot as well. But if you're in the Ohio Valley or East Coast, look at this relief here. We're talking 70s and 80s in Chicago, Detroit, back into New York City and surrounding locations, looking at beautiful weather for your Monday. Tuesday will likely stay very hot in the Southern Plains. It will cool down a bit for those in the Midwest and also Northern Plains as that storm system passes by. Wednesday should cool down a little bit more if you're over in the Midwest and a little bit further south. Iowa should be a bit cooler in the 70s and 80s. But again, Dallas, Oklahoma City, brutal hot temperatures. We're talking 100s for high temperatures. East Coast will remain around the 70s, 80s, and 90s. And then by the end of this week, we're just going to see that major heat wave mainly in the Central and Southern Plains or the West Coast. Unfortunately, this heat is not a good thing, obviously, for those that live in these places, but the West Coast has been dealing with a very dry summer so far. We've had major wildfires happening all across Washington and also Oregon and Idaho. It's been brutal. And so the heat that we're seeing up there, in addition to the dry air, is causing major problems. Spokane and Washington literally last night had a major wildfire on the north side of the city. So as you can see here on the vertically integrated smoke map, you can see all that wildfire smoke that is just exploding right now along the West Coast. And so if you live in the Great Plains or the Midwest, and if you see hazy skies, this is the reason why. There is just a lot of smoke coming off from those wildfires. This is the near surface smoke. So if you're in the Northern Plains, there will be some air quality issues, but for most of the country, it's just going to be hazy. There will not be really much in the way of dangerous wildfire smoke making its way to many of the major cities east of the Rockies. That could change though by next week as all those fires continue to erupt. And as always, thank you all again so much for watching today's forecast. If you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe down below. As a reminder, I am away for the next few days. I will be back to the weather studio probably around Wednesday or Thursday. So if there's any sort of major weather events in the near horizon, we'll obviously be live for them. I do want to point out that there's again a chance that I might go live tomorrow on my second channel, More Max Velocity, for a live storm chase. I'm not sure if we are. It is possible though, if there is a legit tornado risk, I will be chasing. So stay tuned for that. Thank you guys all again so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video or live stream.
Looking for cybersecurity you can truly rely on?
Yeah, let's see. Ooh, world history quiz. I'll do that. I'll embarrass myself with that. Yeah, I wonder if I could do it every time. Let's embarrass myself.
Welcome back, quizzers. Today, the history books are coming to life as we journey across empires, revolutions, discoveries, and defining moments from around the world. 4 rounds stand between you and victory. A picture round, choose one, mixed trivia, and multiple choice. Keep count of your points, and let's turn back the clock for question 1. Can you identify this carved ancient stone?
Rosetta Stone.
A Rosetta Stone. What early navigation instrument is this?
Astrolabe. I keep saying Astrolabe for those until it's right.
Astrolabe.
See? Oh, labe. Okay. Well,
Do you know the name of this execution device?
guillotine.
This is a guillotine. Can you name this famous Norse vessel?
Oh, well, all I can think of is the Longship. I'm just gonna call it the Viking Longship. I know my products, I do know this.
Viking longship.
Oh, that was it. Oh, okay.
What eerie medical mask is this?
Oh, that's a plague mask. Unless it, I don't know if there's a more specific name for it, but it's a plague mask.
Plague doctor mask.
There we go. Close enough.
Do you recognize this ancient Greek helmet?
That's the Spartan helmet? I'm gonna suggest. Is that what they want?
A Corinthian helmet.
Oh, okay. Well, there's my. Okay.
Can you tell me the
my
name of
first
these
prompt.
ancient Chinese figures?
Oh, that's just the Oh, the terracotta warriors. Yep, good
The
for you,
Terracotta
Nelson.
Army. What maritime navigation instrument is this?
Oh, that was. Huh. I have a pause for a minute 'cause I'm drinking my coffee. That's oh, I know what it. I know it, but I can't get it. Right, okay. There's my bonk.
A sextant.
Sextant, okay.
60% of women experience leaks with bladder protection pads. Try Always Discreet. Its rapid dry core locks
Yeah,
leaks in
dude,
seconds to keep
dude,
you drier.
nobody
With less bulk
cares.
than poise.
Okay.
Try Always Discreet. It's
I don't
designed to
need
protect.
them.
Disney Plus, Hulu, and HBO Max. The best in entertainment in one bundle.
Do you know the name of this early writing tablet?
I'm gonna say cuneiform. I thought that was the same.
Cuneiform tablet.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that was an actual tablet. I thought it was
What wooden punishment device is this?
the stalks.
A pillory.
Oh, it's called a pillory? Oh, wait. Okay, wait. I gotta check something. Oh, stocks were just. Okay. Oh, stocks are just for the feet? Okay, well. They use them. Okay, I didn't know. Okay, I thought it was. Well, gotta look. I wanna see. Yeah. Okay, pillory, yes, but where were. Didn't show the stocks. Oh, there's a pair of anguish. I learned that from Criminal Mind. An episode of Criminal Minds. I think it was called Identity. Season 3, I believe. After Mandy Patinkin left. Okay, but it's not really. It's not really helping. Okay, just a bit ads. Okay, so, well, okay.
Which South African leader was released from prison in 1990 after 27 years?
Nelson Mandela.
Which Paris prison was stormed on July 14th,
Bastille.
1789?
Yeah, yeah, I should just have my eyes closed and then only look if I don't know the answer.
Which European printer is associated with the introduction of movable type printing to Europe?
Gutenberg.
Which ancient Greek city-state was famous for its
Sparta.
military society?
So see, okay, Sparta was an answer here, just not the one I thought it was. That still counts.
Which Muslim leader recaptured Jerusalem in 1187?
Saladin.
At which battle was Napoleon finally defeated in 1815? Which civilization ruled from the city of Tenochtitlan?
The Aztec.
Who was the final active ruler of Ptolemaic Egypt?
Cleopatra.
At which naval battle of the Napoleonic Wars was Admiral Nelson killed in 1805?
I'm gonna go oh, okay, yeah. I wasn't sure, but
Which West African city became famous as a medieval center of trade and learning?
Carthage? Oh, I didn't think it was, but Timbuktu, I don't know that. I only know, growing up, I thought Timbuktu was a fake place because I always heard people going on, send you to Timbuktu or something as like a threat or just in a way that I thought it was a fake place. And then I thought, no, it's real, but I never heard anything about being a center for learning or nothing. Not at all.
Which general famously stated, "I shall return"?
The Terminator. There's my bonk.
Douglas MacArthur.
Okay.
Who was the first Western explorer to reach China?
Marco Polo.
Marco Polo. In which country was Adolf Hitler born?
It was technically Poland, wasn't it?
He was born in Austria.
Okay. There's my fourth bonk.
Which Roman city was buried by Mount Vesuvius in AD 79?
Pompeii. I knew it wasn't. I knew he wasn't German-born, but I couldn't. Okay, my geography sometimes sucks. All right.
Pompeii. Between which two countries was the 100 Years' War fought?
France and England, I believe.
England and France.
No, I said
It's
France and
me,
England,
shrugging
not
emoji.
England and France.
What if
no.
my tuition goes up while earning my degree?
At University of Phoenix, it's locked in until you graduate your program.
Locked in?
I'll make sure of it.
Lock in affordable tuition at University of Phoenix.
New Samsung Galaxy Card. Earn 5% cash rewards on eligible purchases made directly from Samsung, and earn 3% cash rewards on purchases made with Samsung Galaxy Card and Samsung Wallet. Life adds up to more.
Which country was the first to grant women the right to vote?
I'm I'm going to say England. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it was England.
New Zealand.
Oh, okay. Oh, I did not know that. Okay, there's my bong.
When did Neil Armstrong land on the moon?
1966? No, 1963.
July 21st, 1969.
Oh, it was 69. Oh, crap.
Who was the final
Bunk. Oh, sorry. I meant to hit the bunk button. not the
emperor
pause.
of Russia?
Nicholas II?
Nicholas II.
Yay!
Who founded the Mongol Empire in the early 13th century?
Genghis Khan?
Genghis Khan. What was the name of the Ukrainian nuclear power plant that was the site of a nuclear disaster in April 1986?
Chernobyl.
Chernobyl. Which Carthaginian general crossed the Alps with elephants?
Hannibal.
Hannibal Barca.
Oh, I didn't know he had a last name then.
What US government department was created in the wake of the attacks on September 11th,
Homeland Security.
2001? The Department of Homeland Security. Who was the first emperor of Rome?
Augustus. Technically, I believe it was Augustus.
The first emperor was Augustus.
Yeah.
Which famous 5th century conqueror was known as the Scourge of God?
Attila the Hun?
Attila the Hun.
Oh, whoa. Okay, cool.
What was the disease that ravaged and killed a third of Europe's population in the 14th century?
Bubonic plague.
The Black Death.
Bubonic plague, dude.
The Great Pyramid of Giza was built as a tomb for which pharaoh?
Ramses.
Khufu.
Okay, well, there's...
What was the primary language of the Byzantine Empire?
Arabic?
The answer is Greek.
Okay.
Which French monarch was known as the Sun King?
I have no idea.
Louis XIV.
Okay. I don't know French kings.
Which Roman emperor built a massive wall across northern Britain in 122 AD?
Hadrian's Wall.
Emperor Hadrian. Which Chinese dynasty built most of the Great Wall that survives today?
Ling. No, it's not.
The Ming Dynasty.
Ming. That's. I was trying. Crap. Okay, then I was like, crap. I was doing so well. I thought I was doing this work.
Which country gifted the Statue of Liberty to the United States?
It was France. They need to be.
Who became the first emperor of a unified China?
I'm going to say B.
Who was the nurse known as the Lady with the Lamp during the Crimean War?
Florence Nightingale.
What was Christopher Columbus looking for when he reached the Americas in 1492?
B.
Which ancient civilization invented chocolate?
A. Oh, okay. Well, because C is a city, by the way. Not, as far as I know, not a civilization.
Which battle is considered the turning point of the American Civil War?
C.
What did ancient Romans use as mouthwash?
C. I'm gonna go C again. Don't off. Yeah. Different times, buddy, different times.
Which civilization built Machu Picchu?
A. No, B. I think it's B. Yeah.
Which ancient trade route connected China to the Mediterranean?
C.
Which ocean did the Titanic sink in?
C. Oh, it was Atlantic. Okay.
And that brings our journey through history to an end.
Okay, so
Add up your final scores, share it in the comments, and see whether you've earned your place among the masters.
I did really good at first, at least. Oh well. I tried. So yeah, okay. And let's see what else. Yeah. Let's body cam. What? Okay, seriously, swatting needs to be classified as attempted murder. Tired of this crap.
If you got hit, even if you were not driving, you need to try this.
Because if you were in a car accident in the last year...
Go ahead and put your angry face on.
Yeah, here you see in the comments. Oh, first let me just like... Yeah, why are people so scared of being doxxed? What happens when you get doxxed? Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. 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 See, yeah, there you go. Yeah. Yeah. There, yes.
Real quick, we're going to give that puppy a workout. We're going to put that to good use. Because what I want to yap about right now, I find to be an extremely infuriating story. Swatting. I'm confident everyone knows what that term is. You don't even have to be online overly often to be familiar with swatting. This is some brand new phenomenon, some like mystifying new piece of tech, like the blockchain or something, the non-fungible token of fake calls to the police department. Swatting has been a thing for the better part of 2 decades, so I would expect pretty much everyone in law enforcement would at least be familiar with the term and know how to handle it, being privy to it. But I guess that's not exactly the case here, because the story I'm about to talk about is one where a victim knew that he was about to be targeted for a swatting incident, informed the police that this bogus call was coming. It's a load of barnacles, told the police, they were aware of it. 2 days later, that call comes through, the fake one, and still the police show up, immediately bust down the glass, just break the glass like it got hit by a torpedo, and then just mag dump on the guy, unload on him, paralyzing him.
You're told from a young age,
believing in the system.
We want to be able to go to them for protection.
If you're in trouble, call the police. And that's what 24-year-old Axel Melendez did on April 8th.
911, what is the address of your emergency?
Axel is a video gamer. He had been hacked.
Melendez's attorney, Dave Sethi, says Axel called 911 saying he could soon be a victim of swatting, blackmailed by a stranger overseas for money.
They say that they're going to call like the station and say that I have a bomb and stuff and come to my address and stuff like that.
The police tell him, don't worry about it.
No, it's okay, but they can't, like, nothing's going to happen.
He did legitimately everything right. When he became aware that this was a possibility, he instantly called the local law enforcement to inform them, like, hey guys, look, this is something that might happen, told them the entirety of the situation and everything around it, and was assured that nothing's going to happen and everything was going to be all right if they did try and put in that kind of, a horseradish. Axel was playing Rust when another player asked for access to his computer to check that he wasn't using any cheats. So this was, I guess, like a cheat check in Rust, which I'm not super familiar with the competitive side of Rust. I've only ever played on like the RP servers and like the goofy shit. But I know in other games this is something that the community sometimes does with like PC checks to ensure like legitimate play, no cheating. In this case, when he gave that access to this individual, then he noticed that several of his accounts, including his Gmail, had been logged into, so he started changing passwords, and then got a call from someone in Sweden threatening to file a false emergency report against him. That's the swatting threat. And immediately upon hearing that, he went to 911 to report it, to try and ensure that should this come through, they know that it's not actually an emergency. And when he told them, the dispatcher assured him nothing's going to happen. And then they got a suspicious call hours later, determined it was false, and told Melendez he should be all right, according to his notice of claim. The deputy also told him someone from the sheriff's department would contact him again if they got another SWAT call. From the sound of things, there's at least one person in that department with neurons that are activating, so they apparently did get a suspicious call hours later after he made contact with them. They determined it was, fish paste, and informed him of it, and that should be all right, and that if anything else comes through, they'll alert him. But I guess they just decided to wipe their ass with that, or they fired that one guy there who actually understood swatting. What do you mean you were actually thinking? Give me your badge and your gun, son. You're fucking out of here. We don't do that at this precinct.
And 2 days later...
Hey, is this Axel?
Yes.
Hi, okay, you said that your father shot your sister?
Whether you're backing up your home, exploring the outdoors, or powering the job site.
At 5:40 in the morning, a 911 call from someone posing as Axel Melendez reporting an active shooting. Pima County Sheriff's deputies arrived at the Melendez house, thinking a girl had been shot.
I really hope they catch this worm here. This is just so fucking degenerate. This is some heinous shit. So he again places this swatting call. This time he's pretending to be Axel and is impersonating him and putting in this report about how the sister's been killed by the father. It's a dire situation, and now the authorities roll up and they're like saying that they're there outside, but they've also already got their guns drawn and immediately grab a shovel to break the glass. Like there was never any time for Axel to even like begin to engage with them prior to them just blowing up the glass like a torpedo. Like, what's he supposed to do? Like, parry it and try and explain everything in, like, a split second? And I'm assuming he also never got the call from the department that they promised he'd be getting should another swatting call come through, which really surprises me because they already, I imagine, have documented, like a documented case about, like, this fraudulent call that they deemed to be false 2 days ago. Why would that not be alerted to them in their system when another one comes through as like a flag? Is like, oh, look at this. There's some very recent history. Only 48 hours ago, there was a false swatting attempt on this address. Maybe we should take this one with a grain of salt. Like, sure, go investigate it, do your due diligence, but why do you have to go in guns blazing and blow up the door? Like, before ever even trying to make contact with Axel, like you said you would, about, like, calling him. Maybe they did try and call him and he didn't answer them. I guess that's possible, but even still... like knock on the door or something, or try and communicate from outside the premises, which I have seen plenty of...
Yeah, like they said, swatting is attempted murder and needs to be treated as such. And yeah, there needs to be some way to catch these guys and do something. But okay, like the guy in this case was saying it was someone out of the country, which I don't know what you could do in that case. But there still needs to be some kind of way to figure out if it's a fake call or not.
Body cams of officers doing just that, even in very tense situations. Like just hooting and hollering from outside of a house, it's very unlikely that the residents are even going to hear you. Like, Axel, probably, there's a good chance he'd be playing a video game. Anyone else in the house, good chance they're maybe like watching TV, cooking or something. Like, very rarely are people in a home in just pure fucking silence in a meditative state or something that they'll hear you outside in the driveway identifying yourself. Like, that's not really giving them ample opportunity to like engage with this and explain what's going on or anything. So like he did nothing wrong. He had already called them to alert them about the swatting. They had already determined at least one of them to be false 2 days ago. Why the fuck weren't they affording him the courtesy of at least calling and checking is this one real? Or like at least giving him a chance to like say like, hey, no, this is also false. It's crazy to me that they instantly just went to fucking turbo mode here.
Axel is justifiably relying on the promises that the police gave to him.
In this body camera video from that response, a deputy breaks a back window into Axel's room. You can...
Yeah. Okay, now, could they see the window and check if, knowing, like, don't you have at least, like, something to check heat signatures or those, infrared glasses, binocular things or whatever, to tell if there are people there and if someone's been shot or would show that or something? I don't know. I don't know if that's just Hollywood tech or if they really have something like that. But yeah, you should, like, just not automatically assume everyone's in danger.
Here, Melendez in the video screaming for help. His mother also inside the home calling 911. The two not knowing who was breaking in.
And he gets his family's legal registered handgun. And he cowers behind a door hiding.
You can see Melendez hiding in the closet, not pointing the gun at the deputies, but that's followed by multiple shots.
That's exactly how any sensible person would handle something like this, where all of a sudden your window just gets caved in, it just gets blasted out like you've been hit by a missile, like you're under siege here. So naturally you're going to go and get something to defend yourself because you don't know who it is. He has no idea these are officers that are doing that because they've just showed up, they've said like a little bit from outside the house and then just blew up this window to gain entry now. Again, he didn't know who it was that was doing that. He believed that someone connected to the hackers was breaking in, which makes a lot of sense because who would possibly expect the police to be rolling up like this, like the fucking Pinkertons here, especially after he had already contacted them 2 days prior and was assured nothing was going to happen, and even if these calls came in, everything should be all right, and a previous swatting attempt on him was already thwarted by the officers, so like, he had every reason to believe that the officers wouldn't be doing some shit like this. So it makes sense that he would go get a gun to defend himself, but he never even like returned fire or shot or anything like that, never even pointed the gun at him. They saw his leg from that closet and instantly just started shooting him. He got shot 8 times in multiple locations, one of them being the spine, causing paralysis from the chest down.
I walked towards my son. He was on the floor. I walked towards him. He said, "I love you, Mom."
His mother, Carmen, watched as her son bled on the floor.
Peter Piper Pizza's weekday lunch buffet.
Yeah, of
for
course.
all the
Yeah,
made
not
from
sometimes
scratch
you
pizzas,
stupid ads,
handmade bread.
Axel did everything right. Less than 2 days later, they show up and betray every promise they made to him.
The bullet struck various parts of Melendez's body, leaving him paralyzed from the chest down with a T4 spinal cord injury, unable to walk.
Now this statement here, in the end, Axel was the victim of nearly deadly incompetence performed by the very law enforcement agency that promised to protect him. It's an inexcusable tragedy that has left Axel physically and emotionally wounded and his mother terrified to be at a home in a community she had before considered safe. That might sound harsh, especially when obviously the main fault lies with the person that put in the swatting call.
Yes, and like I said, there needs to be some way to get these guys. Is that what I want? What's this? Oh, that's that. Okay, never mind. Okay, just looking for something to get the plastic wrap off my avatar. Oh, Marmalade just jumped into the Amazon box. You know I gotta let him have the box today.
The first place, I do think these swatting calls should carry attempted murder charges 1000%. These are extremely serious things. But they are completely correct that the law enforcement agency, the way they handled this, is beyond incompetent. Pretty much across the board here, a very important piece of this is that the 911 call on April 10th that led to this was actually routed through the city's non-emergency 311 line from that person claiming to be Melendez, saying that the father had shot their sister and was hiding in another room. So, as he says here, no one calls 311 for a shooting. That's exactly right. How this even made it to a response from the law enforcement agency is kind of a surprise to me, because no one's calling the non-emergency line for an active shooting situation where someone has been fucking murdered. And especially, like, let's say that did happen here, and then they go to 911. Well, you would still have on file the documented case from only 2 days ago of a failed swatting attempt on that same address. And you also have Axel himself alerting the authorities to it, which I imagine they made notes of, right? I imagine they did their due diligence to flag that in their system as like a potential thing to be aware of. So how the fuck would a 311 call, so how the fuck could this call have ever even passed the smell test to reach that point where they send the officers out guns blazing? Like, I understand in like a serious call, like if you think it's credible sending the officers out there, but like since you have this on file, maybe go there with the intent to like investigate first, investigate instead of like shoot first, ask questions later.
At the end of the day, the ultimate responsibility is by the criminal who swatted the victim. But law enforcement has to rise to the call and look at crime is changing.
John Yanarelli, a retired FBI special agent, says from the current information, there was a misstep. And as swatting calls become more and more frequent, responding law enforcement needs to take the minute to think before reacting and to check to see if this is a known swatting target. A life lesson you learn from a young age.
We tell our kids, find the helpers in your community.
Melendez now regrets putting to use.
It's crazy that that even needs to be a lesson that the agencies need to be taught to think first. Wow, that's a crazy concept. Yeah, maybe use a little bit of brain power, a bit of elbow grease instead of just going Neanderthal mode on shit. Why? Yeah, that is something very important that I guess was lacking here. Fucking baffling to me, man. This was so easily avoidable. Like, yes, ultimately, the biggest criminal here is the swatter, and I can only sit here fingers crossed hoping that they do catch that piece of shit and throw him in jail for life. But the response from the authorities here was something that they had complete control over in how they handle this, especially given what happened 2 days prior to this tragedy. They had all of the information right at their fingertips and just chose to ignore it and not even look at it before rolling up here. They didn't even think, and they didn't even go and look at like the previous reports of this address. If they did, I feel like this would have went entirely differently. I don't think they would have just broken that window, ready, fingers on the trigger. Like, it's so sad, man. It really is just so fucking sad. And it is incompetence from this department.
Yeah, so Axel and his mother are asking for a total of $320 million from Pima County Sheriff's Department and also Pima County. Now, right now, the county and the Sheriff's Department have 60 days to respond to this. We have reached out to the Sheriff's Department today and his office, and they said right now the sheriff does not comment on pending litigation.
Naturally. Of course, that sheriff is way too busy investigating reports of a refrigerator running. I hope Axel and his family get every fucking penny here that they're asking for. I think they should get an unbelievable amount of monetary compensation. His life is forever ruined from this. He will have to rely on lifelong, around-the-clock care for the rest of his life. That is just, in what is very preventable. Just so fucking sad, man. It really is.
No,
Anyway,
no,
just wanted to
Marmalade,
yap
no, no.
about that. Wishing Axel and his family the best. Hoping that they catch the swatter here.
Stop.
And
Stop.
yeah,
That's not
that's really about it.
toys. Where
So, yeah.
is your toy? Where is your toy, Marmalade?
Exciting. We got some new brilliant eye brighteners here.
I am super excited because these are matte.
Stop. Stop. Don't you dare, Marmalade. No. No. Leave that alone. That is my USB hub. No. He's trying to get the one I have plugged in. Stop. He just wants to play with cords. Stop. Get down. Go back in the box. Go back in the box. Stop it. Stop. Marmalade, come. Come get this. Come get this. I love how easily distracted he can be with a wad of paper. Okay, what was I doing? Oh, yeah. I think, yeah, like I said, I've heard too many things of swatting recently, and I'm tired. Ooh, Angry Meme Review. That sounds fun. Angry Meme Review sounds fun, but I gotta run to the bathroom again, so I will be right back. So let's switch to the cooking vid while we're at it, so yeah.
This is coming along nicely. Just needs a little more love.
Come on. Yeah, I gotta move my sorry.
This is coming along nicely. Just needs a little more love. This is coming along nicely. Just needs a little more love. This is coming along nicely. Just needs a little more love. This is coming along nicely. Just needs a little more love. This is coming along nicely. Just needs a little more love. This is coming along nicely. Just needs a little more love. This is coming along nicely. Just needs a little more love. This is coming along nicely. Just needs a little more love. This is coming along nicely. Just needs a little more love. This is coming along nicely. Just needs a little more love. This is coming along nicely. Just needs a little more love. This is coming along nicely. Just needs a little more love. This is coming along nicely. Just needs a little more love. This is coming along nicely. Just needs a little more love. This is coming along nicely. Just needs a little more love. This is coming along nicely. Just needs a little more love.
Ow. It's okay.
This is coming along nicely. Just needs a little more love. This is coming along nicely. Just needs a little more love. This is coming along nicely. Just needs a little more love. This is coming along nicely. Just needs a little more love. This is coming along nicely. Just needs a little more love.
Streaming, let's see. Yeah, cake is later. But oh yeah, Angry Meme Review. We laugh.
I make every guy I know take this trauma type test. My brother took it last week, and he...
This Russian military...
Let me just hurry up first. I gotta finish what I'm doing. Just post this on Twitter really quick. About Marmalade in his box. Just give me a minute. There we go.
Military training clip has been making its way around. Angry Meme Review. Welcome to another episode of Angry Meme Review, where I'm your host, AC, and I break down your fantastic, diabolical, oftentimes insensitive, to race, sex, color, creed, insert anything there, and fantastic memes that you send me by tagging them in hashtag Angry Meme Review on Reddit, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, HEB coupon books, and the bathroom stalls of your local come and go.
Give me some HEB oh, what?
Gas station. Now, in every Angry Meme Review, I have your homework right here. A young man, unfortunately, getting maced with life, I guess you could say. But before we get into the memes and our fantastic homework right there, first, a word from this video's sponsor. PDS debt, credit cards, mortgages, medical bills. Do you think that paying the minimum on those things is good credit? Guess again. And the evidence points to PDS debt. Stop stretching out your debt for years and letting interest compound. PDS debt has already helped hundreds of thousands of people reduce what they already owe and take back control of their personal finances. And they craft a personalized plan designated just for you. And as your credit crap, don't worry about your credit score, because there's no minimum score required. Save money, pay off your debt faster, and put the money where it belongs, back in your pocket. With an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau, thousands of 5-star reviews on Google, and a 5-star rating on Trustpilot. So don't let your debt compound another month. Break 3 in 30 seconds and get your free personalized assessment and the best option for you at pdsdebt.com/angry. That's pdsdebt.com/angry. pdsdebt.com/angry. I want to meme. And you guys didn't disappoint. I think I have like 40 memes, all of which are going to be posted uncensored on Pepperbox if you want to join us over there for additional memes and fun. And as always, before we get into our homework first, we deal with the randomness. End the Iran war in just 3 easy steps. 1. Make a ton of Looty SMGs. Link Brendan Herrera's How to Make a Looty video right here. 2. Airdrop the Looties with the bounty list into Iran via B2. 3. Blast Iranian airwaves with the best Vietnam-era songs and let the fun begin. That's how I imagine it going. This Russian military training clip has been making its way around. You know, machine guns should be fired from a firmly planted position. Someone didn't tell this guy. You know what? I think music would do better here. On shooting call, but chow is continuous. Yes, that's right. I was recorded by a young man in the community while I was doing Jump Out Boy shenanigans, and yeah, we went to a gun call, and the area was secured, so I was eating snacks. And yes, chow is continuous. Don't hate. Anyway, the internet got a hold of it, and now there's memes about it. I think there's a couple other about it, only like 2 or 3. This one. Cool guys, don't watch explosions. It's true. It's true. And by the way, everybody that's upset that I wasn't wearing a vest, I had a vest. It was just in the car. We already jumped out and got the guy from the 911 gun call. We happen to be right around the corner. Now we're looking for the gun. We're in search mode. Sometimes search mode Detective High gets a little hungry. Have you guys heard about the Buffalo Schools superintendent sexually harassing and assaulting a staff member? I know. I did a whole video of it right here. It's something you should check out. Anywho, his name is Dr. Mubanga. This is what he looks like. People thought they'd meme that, and I can't blame them. Superintendent Mubanga to his female board members.
Why are you running? Why are you running?
If you haven't seen the video yet, he tried to kiss a staff member and then pulled out a big box of condoms and was like, huh? You what? Huh? People, the Canadian wildfires, the Canadian wildfires, who wrote this? People, the Canadian wildfire smoke is so bad for my health. GWAT Pact Act vets. First time. More lieutenants need to work at Hooters. Have you guys seen this guy, the airman that was like saying a bunch of dumb stuff, like protesting in uniform, like an airman officer? It's like, what are you
Marmalade, no,
We're not supposed to do that.
No, Marmalade.
Doesn't matter which side of the political aisle
Marmalade,
you're on.
I
You
said
don't
no.
do that. You gotta rock.
Marmalade. Oh, okay. Oh, phew. Okay. No, I thought he was hurting my pictures. No, he's just playing with his toys. Okay, he's being good boy. You're being good boy. Where was that? Just a sec. Okay, I just got, yeah, sorry, just trying to, yes, Marmalade, it's kind of funny how Marmalade would just constantly knock his toys down and be like, I don't know what to do. It's like, you go pick it up.
He's a big dumb dingus.
Yeah, I'm talking about you,
Don't
buddy.
do that.
No.
Don't be the airman that protests in uniform. Don't be that guy.
Be a good boy.
All right? Just because you have a point of view in your uniform doesn't mean it's everybody's. Off. Have you seen that Sarah Cunningham meme? Private ND's at the range. Drill sergeant.
Around here, messes happen in threes. So I reach for the new 3-in-1 Rejuvenate Power Max Spray Mop. For instance, husband, birdhouse side hustle, lack of awareness. Exhibit B, Sunday.
You. Commander. All right, guys, I need 2 volunteers. Troop. For what? I need 1 volunteer. Fat bitches when they see you talking to their friend at the bar. Oh, run defense, huh? Box them out. Box them out. U.S. Navy releases new training game for corpsmen. Can you put the Motrin in everywhere? Well, the lieutenant knows you're the one who changed his voicemail greeting to "It's raining men." Army, on what position did you call artillery? Marines, look up. Those aren't loom rounds. Marco Rubio spoke to Mitch McConnell just this morning. Well, Mitch is still here. Lindsay, on the other hand, did you hear about that guy that got, like, flipped upside down? By a buffalo in, like, a Yosemite State Park or something like that?
And then the bison slams into that man with brutal force, throwing him feet into the air.
AC and the fat electrician. Someone else making fun of HLC. You don't get to do it. He's my friend. You don't get to do it. Ethan! Ethan, let down your balls!
Oh, God, no.
Me after 12 weeks of sealing the trans kids' testosterone vials. Lightweight! Lightweight, baby! How I look at an intruder after he realizes the anti-gun signs outside my house were lies. You're just following orders, Thomas repeated to himself. Why does that background look so familiar? Where is Thomas? I know where Thomas is. Oh God, Thomas is a war criminal. What do I see? The beautiful mall with Dave & Buster's, the Cheesecake Factory, so many more. What
I have never been to
see?
Cheesecake Factory. I want
Welcome to Thunderdome.
Not sure about Dave & Buster's
2
though.
men enter, 1 man leave. 2 men enter, 1 man leave. When I've been posting a few too many memes about our greatest ally, and my Israeli phone 17 finally does its magic trick. Oh man, this one guy. You know what? That's my favorite meme of this Angry Meme review. Tell them what they want, AC. They won the Angry Cops tumbler. With fantastic see-through lid and enough room to fill up half of a pint of bourbon, you can finally stomach those Christmas recitals, soccer practices, or parent-teacher conferences. You can't buy it anywhere else. It's only for you. Angry Meme Review winners. That's right, this one guy 1993. I feel like you might have won one before, but that's all right. You'll get something new if this is your second turnaround. Hit me up in the DMs for your fantastic Angry Cops tumbler that you can only get from winning my favorite meme on Angry Meme Review. Now that's all we have for your random shenanigans. Pow! Now it's time for your meme homework. And this is gonna be fun. Like I said, there were a lot. I think I've got 40 of them. And if you don't see all of them here, I can guarantee that they're all on Pepperbox, uncensored, because that's the way we do things here. I'll share the link below. Canadian wildfires. The United States. It's true. Like, just like 3 days in the middle of summer, Could have been absolutely gorgeous. Choking on Canadian smoke. Canadian smoke sounds like a slang term for marijuana. That one goddamn spoon when you're doing dishes.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. The BLM narrative. Body cam footage. Wah, wah, wah. Oh no. Were cops not always the bad guy every time that something happened to somebody? Is it the other way around, like 99.9% of the time now that we've got body cam? Yeah. Well, at least those heads of BLM got those really nice multi-million-dollar houses, right? Me just sat down. My wife. Babe, can you? It happens to me like 3 times a day. It's like she waits for me to sit down. My wife will look at me, walk from the kitchen into the living room, go around the couch, sit down, and then go, I'm about to go upstairs. Could you give me a water? I have a boyfriend. My God. That might be the realest angry meme review homework I have ever seen. I have a boyfriend. Oh. No matter what. Hey, I think you dropped your key. I have a boyfriend. Just dusted him. Ma'am, your car is not in park. It's rolling backward. I have a boyfriend. Oh. The illegal who cut me off in the Wawa parking lot. Me, texting a picture of his license plate to the ICE reporting line. Learn how to drive, Jose. Sergeant Major. Lieutenant. Piss off, Lieutenant.
How it feels to chew 5 gum.
Me using lethal force to defend myself from a home intruder. I live in an anti-Second Amendment state. A racially charged meme I shared with my buddy 1 year ago. The prosecutor. Oh, God. Well, on a positive note, I guess you could say, was it the federal government or somebody said, like, you can't use rap lyrics to arrest somebody. It doesn't count as a confession. Memes are art, right? I don't know. The whale who called Brandon a neo-Nazi. The unsub community. Weaponized autism. Me thinking I have 2 days off. Subpoena. Oh, God. People don't know that. You know, if you're a cop and you're like, or people that don't know anything about police officers, you're like, oh, yeah, you got all these days off. Like, listen, if I get called into court with a subpoena, if the assistant district attorney calls me in and says, hey, I need you to come in for this court thing, like, I got to go. I don't just get to not go. I got to go in on my day off. Yeah, I get paid for it, but it's like forced overtime almost. But you don't get paid overtime. But it depends on which department. Maybe you do get paid overtime. I don't. Gear I bought from a reliable internet source. My body dysmorphia. American freedom. European tourist. Booby milk. New dance. Corporate needs you to find the difference between this picture and this picture. They're the same picture. They are, aren't they? It's the military version of that. You're welcome. AC Jr. Preparing for the 4th of July weekend. The wasps in my grill. Just sucking down a whole can of Raid. God. Life. Me. When you ask your 8-year-old to pass the WD-40, that kid's job forever is now holding the flashlight. Scott. Hot loaded 50 BMG slap round. The Serbu blowing up. I will never, ever stop blaming the Serbu. I will never stop it. I know Scott likes that rifle. Just the back, you'd like, hey, put a bullet in and then screw a bottle cap on the back end of the rifle that's a 50 BMG. And then, you know, everything will be fine. That thing was doomed to fail. Slap round or not. Female cop yelling taser. Suspect. The sound of a Glock. Me after a hard breakup thinking I'll make better choices next time. You know what that is.
Yeah. No, you won't make better choices.
Harbor Freight Tools are working hard in real garages across America, like at Nico's Automotive.
You know what that is. Soldiers waiting for Libo. First Sergeant. Let me piggyback off what the CO said. Me asking for McDonald's. Mom, we have McDonald's at home. Oh, no we don't. No we don't. It's like saying I want Taco Bell or Loco Taco or any other fantastic taco chain, and you saying, we've got tacos at home. No, they're white people tacos, Mom. You're giving me white people tacos. I want McDonald's. Me, have a great week. Army senses disturbance in the force. Army. Me, insert random here. Yeah, dude, the insert random is the fun part of the meme that you're actually supposed to insert, right? You insert the thing. You insert it. What is the random Army? You know, like 06 gear turnout? Is it 0430 wake up for a 12-mile ruck march on Saturday? You put what you think is you goof nugget. You like half-assed. You half-assed the meme. You half made a meme and then expected us to finish the work. How dare you? How dare you, sir? The drunk wanting to square up during a DUI stop. The salty patrolman that should have retired 5 years, 2 wives, and 3 nurses ago. I mean, I don't have 2 wives or 3 nurses, but I tell you what, I would still shake up that pepper spray and let him have it, just a little taste before I go hands-on, you know? Nobody said he had to fight fair. So you're under arrest. A man trying to defend his girlfriend. His girlfriend defending him from the attacker. That relationship's gonna end soon. My love for the Army. The Army. Leadership. Me, an innocent middle schooler. 2 girls, 1 cup, BME Pain Olympics, Blue Waffle, Lemon Party, Jar Man, Live Leak. Yep. Oh, yeah. Now that's all we have for this month's Angry Meme Review, but don't worry, the shenanigans don't end here. No, because Cacao, you've got homework. That's right, you got this month's Angry Meme Review homework. What's his little pistol doing there? And just in case you're afraid, you know, and you don't really know how to get things started, allow me to help you out. How about when you're watching Cops and hear a strange noise downstairs in the middle of the night? Boy, I know I'm ready. And do you hear that? My son's crying, so I've got to go. Time now. Best way to support the channel is to get yourself a shirt. Me and Joe, my buddy Joe, have started a fantastic podcast called the Overserved Podcast. There's shirts. Check them out. They're right there. There's Angry Cop shirts. Look, there's going to be cool ones. Death Before Dismount. It's awesome. All right. Cheapest way to support the channel is leave a comment. Oh, he's crying. What else? What else? Do the meme homework. Okay, tag me. See you next time, weirdos. Bye. Welcome to another episode of the Angry and the bathroom stalls of your local come and go gas station.
Yeah, I have no problem using public bathrooms. Doesn't mean sometimes I wish they weren't better.
When nicotine cravings keep you up at night.
Oh, I gotta find Zelda in a minute. Well, it's gonna take a while because I gotta do all this stuff. Oh wait, I need to stop and start recording again. Just a minute. Move this other way so I can do that. You guys.